Hello, beautiful people. Luke Orletto here. I'm in last day in DC, and I will be heading back to the Smoky Mountains here for another event that I'm facilitating in a couple days. But I wanted to reach out because I can feel what's happening in the field, and I say that because I don't watch what's happening in the marketplace, in the news. I don't watch the news, so I want to talk about it. I would like us to address really the most devastating virus that's out there. And no, I'm not talking about the coronavirus. I don't go there. I'm talking about the mind virus. The mind virus is the most devastating virus out there. The mind virus of fear. And so if this resonates, please share it. And if it doesn't, just delete and walk away. Yeah. So stay with me, right? Watch this. Try this on for size. And if it resonates, great. If it doesn't, again, hit delete. So I'm just completing a 5-day intensive with some high-level people studying the mind, consciousness, the subconscious, patterns and belief systems, and how they affect us either way, for the good or the bad, right? So let's try this on for size. Ready? We're all going to go for a ride on a roller coaster. All of us, if you like it or you don't like it. So for those of us that like it, we're already going, whee! We're ready for this ride. Hands up. The coaster's starting to climb, kick, 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 kick. For those that don't like it, let's say you're in the car behind me, you're only 2 feet away from me. And as we're ascending this climb before it drops off, you're praying for death because you don't like this experience. And as soon as this car drops, right, we're screaming down the hill, going for a ride. Again, those on the ride that are having a blast, they're secreting great body chemistry, stuff that heals their body, including things like interferon, right? This major cancer healer, and all these yummy chemicals in the body. Those who do not like this ride are secreting really heavy-duty chemicals that are breaking the body down. So what's the difference between the group that like it and the group that don't? Did they eat something? Did they drink something? No, it's perspective, right? Choice, perspective. I like this ride. Therefore, everything follows suit. I do not like this ride and I'm afraid, and everything follows suit, right? So stay with me because I'm going to build on that little metaphor. Let's go somewhere that's even more, unfortunately, more valid. Well, that was valid too because it's real. Roller coaster. The metaphor is life. Life. Life is a ride. Are you enjoying it right now or are you not? If you are, keep rocking. If you're not, change your thoughts, change your perspective, right? I'll give you some tools as we go on here. So let's make this real, right? So let's take a little child. I won't name the child so we don't get attached, but we're going to take a little child and we're going to teach them from day one that this little animal that, is furry and has long ears and hops where it goes is a vicious killing machine. And if you ever see one of these things, you better run for your life. Every day, I reinforce that concept. What's going to happen when a child sees this animal? They're going to freak out and they're going to run for their life because they've been taught to be afraid of it. And this little animal is just a bunny rabbit. It's just a bunny rabbit. Adorable, beautiful, soft, cuddly, yummy little bunny rabbit. But we've taught this child to be deathly afraid of it. See, it's just perspective. It's not based on reality. But thoughts are things. What do we choose to buy into? And how can that happen? Like for this child, it's just a bunny rabbit. Can't the child see that it's a beautiful, soft bunny rabbit? No, they can't anymore because the filters that have been laid upon it. So the folks that were at this event, we're having this discussion on breaks about the pandemic fear that's global right now. The pandemic fear is doing more devastation than anything else. And how could this happen so fast? So we had the discussion, and I was sharing my viewpoint that, hey, over the last 19 years, we've had a lot of help to be taught how to be afraid. Now, personally, I don't buy into any of it because I don't listen to it. But most of humanity has. Like, for instance, if you were to go to an airport in the last 18, 19 years, there's like color-coded signs to tell you how afraid to be. It's a yellow alert. It's an orange alert. It's a red alert, meaning be this afraid, be this afraid, be this afraid, be this afraid. And the news constantly with fear and terror for the last 19 years on a regular basis. Now, I'm not saying there's not people out there in the world who've lost touch with their heart and the goodness that's in them. Yeah, there's some yucky people in the world, but not that many. And there's more good people, but we don't hear about that, right? So the fear's been driven into society. Be mindful, people. Manage your environment, right? So this fear, right, the most devastating virus, the mind virus of fear. You've heard about the placebo effect, the positive outcome of a study, right? So the scientists are studying people for this reaction. Somebody takes a sugar pill and their clinical depression goes away. Like heavy duty clinical depression, it's been treated medically and it doesn't go away, but this new super pill is going to work and it's just a placebo. And all of a sudden their clinical depression goes away and literally their brain changes. Like they can study this on brain imaging studies, PET scans and MRIs and whatnot. So this is provable stuff, right? I mean, these are real stories that I'm sharing with you, not some hyperbole. But there's its evil cousin, if you will, of a placebo called the nocebo, which is the negative effect of this experience. And I'll explain what I mean by experience. So again, these are recorded experiences. So there have been people that were diagnosed with fatal cancers, died, and then upon autopsy, there was no cancer in their body to kill them. But they did die at the prescribed time. Again, these are recorded experiences and stories, yeah? Not hyperbole. So nocebo and placebo are just ways to trick us into accessing this force inside of us that we can either use for greatness or devastation, right? So we can use it to build ourselves up or break ourselves down. Up to us on how we use it. So the mind virus, fear, is driven to break us down. The fear hormones are so strong that even the medical establishment uses them during transplant surgery. So like cortisol and things of this nature, they'll use during transplant surgery to weaken the immune system so it doesn't attack the organs of the transplant, right? So if it's that strong to be used intentionally in a medical procedure to crash the immune system, to weaken it, so it doesn't attack organs, what is it doing to you on a daily basis when you keep feeding yourself with fear? It's crashing your immune system. So when you keep doing procedures like, you've got to decide what procedures you do on a daily basis. I'm not going to point them out, but look outside your window and watch. Well, I'm looking out this window and there's nobody out there. Now I'll be out there in a moment. And I'm not doing these because I don't put on the fear. I tap into the truth and the trust. The information you've been fed so long about how weak you are, right? Which is bullshit. Sorry, BS, belief system. It's a belief system, right, Ricardo? So what we're talking about this past 5 days is the depth of belief systems and how that affects us. So people are focused on, there's something in the environment right now that is so great that it can take my body and crash it and make it sick and kill it. That's a belief system. Now you can buy into that if you want. You're welcome to. And most of the world is. I don't. Therefore, it will not occur in my physiology because my system is stronger than anything that can thrown at it. And so is yours. Only if you support that, even though it's true, but you can override it and crash it by your own belief systems. Remember the bunny analogy? The bunny's not a mean, evil machine. It's a beautiful, gentle creature, unless you believe that it's not. And you've been taught to believe that it's not, right? So you get to decide. Do you have a weak vehicle, meaning your body? You, the driver, are you a weak driver that cannot sustain your vehicle and keep it healthy and alive and vibrant? So you're not going to perpetuate the pandemic? But we are perpetuating the pandemic of fear. Please choose rightly. Are you supporting to encourage truth and peace and calm, or you're perpetuating fear, panic, and hysteria? Which one's really going to support humanity right now? I know my choice, and I know what I choose to do. You've got to choose on your side. Right, think about it right now. As adults, meaning anybody that's 18 or over in most countries around the world, you have a license to do something. Drive. Every single day around this world, every single day, 3,200 people die in motor vehicle collisions. Every day, 3,200 people die. Does the world stop driving? 1.4 million people die around the world because of auto vehicle collisions. What are we buying into? So, how do you flip it? How do you come out of the fear? There's lots of ways, right? First, focus on the good stuff. Remember your breath. Your breath, choosing to breathe, brings you back to the here and now. You can't go sideways when you're not breathing, when you're not consciously breathing. Your mind can take off and go into the past and the future where all kinds of stuff happens. And as Mr. Ricardo Gomez so eloquently taught this weekend, fear is the only emotion that happens in the future. Anxiety is the only emotion that's happening in the future, right? Anxiety is because I'm worried about something in the future that hasn't happened. And that's what's in the field right now. And that's what's being taught to do. Be afraid of what? Something that's going to happen. Well, it's not happening. It's going to happen. So I'm anxious, right? Cancel clear. I'm not anxious. But when people are anxious, so stay present, be here now. Breathe. Consciously breathe. Focus on gratitude. Focus on the things that are great in your life. Grow your immune system. Do good things. Eat good stuff, right? Manage your environment. What are you putting in here? Good foods. What are you putting in here? Good thoughts. What are you putting in your heart, right? What are you letting into your consciousness? That's up to you. Manage your environment. Now, in support of the globe, in a couple of weeks, I'm teaching an event called The Art of Living, which was initially meant to be just a private hands-on training in my studio. But now, because of what's going on, so it's still going to be live, by the way. It's still going to be live, meaning there will be people in the room and I will be in the room. However, we've created the technology. Well, I didn't create it. Let's get clear. We're using technology, live streaming. So if you want to join us and participate, it's 3 days of teaching you how the art of living, right? What I'm talking about now and way beyond. So if that resonates, I put the link there for the art of living. Check into it. And down below, because of what's going on in the world and to support and do my part, it's 50% off for live streaming. So it's a massive discount. Join us for 3 days. Change your life. Be with some good people. And in that event, I'm not on social media. So I'm going to unplug and go full out. I'm really containing myself about what I share because my perspective about what's going on and why it's going on is quite unique and different than what's happening out there. But I'm not going to open up that can of worms at the moment. So thanks for tuning in. Again, if this resonates, share it. Help be the change in the world, right? Gandhi, be the change you wish to see in the world. Shine your light. Stand your truth. Who you be. I know who you be. I know who I am. And I know how strong I am. And I know how strong you are. Which one do you choose? Hey, until we play again, abundant blessings. Peace. Ciao.